Need to shuffle up a bit. You. No, a bit closer at least. I'll eventually stop bobbing up and down. Right, let's get going. It's been tweeted, I think. That's it. Just check. Yep, done. Right. Let's get going. More farming. Yeah, the black bit under here and a scarf. So, I should get around to watching the Joker. Watching Joker today, the Martin Scorsese film. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Yay! But the strongest thing I've heard this week was probably on Sunday, during the build-up to Double or Nothing. More specifically, the Anarchy in the Arena match. Promo done by Eddie King, so you know it's good. Basically, I don't know why I keep saying this. He mentions with a bottle of whiskey and out of glass. Drowning my demon. I'm trying to drown my demons. Unfortunately, not how to swim. It's exactly like I said it in his own way. Ooh, what? That was here? Wow! Okay. That's an interesting one, isn't it? What'd you give me to? Well, no, you can give that to. Who you give a crystal to, though? Might go back and find out. No, I'm ready to level up now. So I don't know the yeah. Drop. Ah, bullets. Good job, girls. Yeah, girls. How are you burnt? Yeah, we're going to level 40 first. Hold on, where is it? Good, the blurple one's over there. Really compelling promo by Eddie Kingston. Which isn't hard, it's really good promo. Although, I think people have said he's really good at it. It's like, it's not a promo to me, it's therapy. That's what people like about him, though. It's very real. The incredible match that he had with CM Punk that not a lot of people would talk about much. It just felt like a fight. You know, there were rules to it. You know, they stuck to sort of the rules of wrestling, but it still felt like an actual fight. Which you have to credit Punk for as well for going through that. You know, it didn't look ugly, because I mean, if it was an actual fight, it would have been awful. It would have just been one person pulling the other to the ground and then them trying to hit strikes on each other. Look, I've seen pub brawls. It's basically two guys hugging each other for a bit. But it makes sense. It actually makes sense. That's how fights work. Because you don't get punched in the face, do you? So, best bet is to try and grab them bloody arms, or, you know, get close enough so they can't strike you. You know, get them down. You know, a couple of shots in while they're dropped, while they've been pulled down. Giddy up! Yeah. Yay! I would think. I don't know anything about actual fighting. I get punched once and fall asleep. Well, that's what I'd say. He's gonna level up! Yay! Oh, I see you. I see it. I don't know about it, but I see it. Gotcha! Retreat. I know I shouldn't. No. Hello. What you got? Soul cack. That's not bad. You have no weapons. Yes, I do. No weapons. Oh, that was it. Once it gets to 99, you just sell it. Ah, because it's interesting, okay? It's interesting. Hopefully, it's reset. Right next to you. Ah! Where is it? Where is it? Oh, but it's in a separate location. Oh. 1 month I and I should have left it off. Ready to get to 40. All on 40. All on 40. Yay, roll the nice. Now. Why am I still shocked? Yay! Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I'll see it now. Yeah, that's some interesting stuff in Joker. Really does sort of paint an odd picture of people's mental health. Because essentially it's almost the concept that in order for you to be suffering from mental health, something has to have happened to you. Right, well, that's not how mental health works. I don't know, that's not the intention of the story, but it is there. His condition comes from something that happened in his childhood that he doesn't remember. Yep. Yep. That's not how mental health works for everyone. Some people are born with psychosis. You know, some people are born with nervous tics. You know, or you know, some people might even born somehow with anxiety and depression. It's not unusual for that to happen. Fortunately, the usual concept is that someone with mental health needs to be fixed, and I think recovery is probably more important. Like for everyone, you know, we all need to sort of recover. We can heal, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be perfectly fixed at the end of it. You know, we can't fix each other. We just sort of keep going. No, I got shocked again, didn't I? Look at this dodgy ball. If you can see it on the camera. Oh wait, that's what Alexander did. Wow, that's nuts. Wow. Your soul is mine. Eh. Wait, where is it? Good. I couldn't see it, so I was way behind me. Nah, I don't have to. I'm just going through Final Fantasy 9. I really have to get 8. And it's a really weird thing for me because I didn't like playing 8. But he enjoys playing the card game. So I suppose I could get that and try and sort of get a read on it. Unless there's just a triple triad game. I was hoping it. What the hell is that? Oh, check. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the game. It's terrible, isn't it? I think they're leveling faster, which is good. Okay. Hey! Hey! Yeah! Sorry if I'm not talking during this, it's just the way I am. Yeah, I went through Final Fantasy, going through Final Fantasy 9 with a friend. I've finished it, I think, 3-4 times now. So I'm used to it. I mean, I beat it on stream, and it's the first time I've taken on Ozma. Oh god, that is an awful fight. You need, realistically, you need the right characters to be playing, to be facing it. And you need specific spells to beat it. It is a chore. It is an absolute chore because of that. Let's see if he's gone. Did it reset? How's he gone? Good, he's gone down again. He's gone on down, 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 down. He's gone on down. He's gone on down. Sorry. feels like it's taken me ages to do this. What you want to do when farm in any of these games is make it so that it's safe to do. Not just sort of, oh, I can get the most out of this. Because if you do it like, I'm going to take on like this dangerous thing over and over again, you're actually putting more stress on yourself. Whereas really the most stress that you should be having is against the specific bosses, mini bosses, you know, the actual challenges. You don't want to be taking on like a random dragon constantly to try and get to level 700 and whatever. That's it. It's, I mean, people do that. Like in Elden Ring, the big farm is a bird that you can shoot out with an arrow, and then it turns around and charges off a cliff like that. Simple thing to do, you know. And that's how you do experience up grind, is look for something that's mundane to do, and keep doing it. No, what was like funniest thing I never heard was for a farming video for souls or experience points was Dark Souls 3. Someone was like, oh, one of the best places you can farm souls is just before Ponza. All you have to do is click the shield. That is a very high skill move to do, and actually it's a bit frenetic depending on your controller. Kind of like this. Can be kind of max, but for some reason when I'm playing with Stray, it can sometimes just charge the bow forever. Yay, got more stuff. So, yeah. So obviously I couldn't be parry god. Done a couple of parries. Just not one of those guys who just parries everything because it's easy. Rolling is easy. Because the roll sort of timing is very forgiving. The iframes they have aren't just one spot. I mean, they made it a bit tougher in Elden Ring because the enemies have this thing called roll catching. So they'll do an attack that is designed so that if you roll away from an attack and then immediately roll again, they can hit you. Where is it? Good, right. It's not coming this way. Does that mean right? Roll, wait, bang. Wait, bang. Wait, bang. It's clever, because it means that you have to pay attention. And time better. Oh, you can just farm so that you can do crap tons of damage, so that you can just sort of, yeah, get Vigor up to about 50. And you can probably just swing to High Heaven then on most enemies. And most, what is that? I'm not trusting it. Yeah. So getting Vigor to a healthy amount is always useful. So, Stormvale Castle. Try and get yourself to about 20 Vigor. 25 to be safe. And then just sort of keep upping it like that. You go like 20, 25, and then just keep extra 5, extra 5. Just a sort of thought process of Okay, I have enough for this weapon. Right. Now I'm going to do vigor. You know, if it's like, ooh, I have this fancy weapon, I can't use it yet. Get all stats on what you need for that, and then put your vigor on. Or if you're struggling at all in the game, focus vigor. Because the game is designed to be a challenge. So they aren't expecting you to dodge everything. You know, they're not expecting you to avoid everything, so give yourself a bit more health. You know, the game doesn't expect that. Some of the players might, but the game doesn't. You know, if you need extra health, get extra health. I think there are sort of things that will help with that. Early on, you can get an item which increases health, FP, and what else is it? Health, skill points, and equip load. Pops it all up. It's tough to get to, well, unless you know where it is. And I still haven't killed the things that actually guard it. I just ran over, grabbed the thing, and jumped. Yeah. I can take on anything else with ease, but the grafted scions.
No. No.
Bad. Naughty. Stupid shot. Oh, those birds early on though. Grafted Siren is basically the first thing you fight in the game, so it's not really spoilers. I mean, some people might think it is if they've never played it before, in which case, apologies. I also did put out a tweet on Part-Time Blank. Part-Time Blank, that's kind of my pseudonym? I mean, if my controller dies, you'll probably find my name anyway. But no, it's, I have really stupid trust issues, even with family. Maybe because I've been let down too many times. I mean, too many times is a bit of a stupid thing to say, really, just when I was younger. I got shifted around a lot, and I should be over that, but I'm not. Well, actually, I suppose I'm over the instance of it, but it does make it harder for me to trust people. Bit stupid, I know. But, you know, everyone is as they are. For a reason. Allegedly! So, yeah. Born, never my parents wanted me. Passed to my grandparents. They looked after me for 7 years, then sent me back to my mum. Still didn't want me. But she was stuck with it. So, kind of got blamed for all the business acting in my life. Yes, clearly my fault. I shouldn't really blame her for anything, but I felt like, you know, it was just an inconvenience for her. So, after a couple of really shit years, I went back to my grandparents. And I've been there ever since, but it's always felt like, I don't know why, it's always felt like I've just been an inconvenience, just sort of, oh well, it's the end, you know. I know that's not entirely true, I do really care for you, but just, you know, I've been rejected so many times, not easy to sort of get past it. And I think I am over it, to an extent. It's just, I'm weird, I suppose. Just weird. People have had worse than me, clearly. I think some people have been physically mistreated by all of their family. I was only smacked around a couple of times on his step there. He seemed to enjoy it, but you know, weirdos are like that, aren't they? You always find people bizarre when they turn around and say, "Oh, you're this and gave me some lip, so I sort of belted him." You don't tell people that, you fucking idiot. Sorry for swearing. No, seriously, you know, if you're having a problem with your kids, you don't go around telling them you're belting them. For the most part, you probably, you know, ask for someone else to take them on. You won't start beating them up. It's just friggin' stupid. You know, and even if you were having to hit them, you'd be pissed off about it yourself. You know, I couldn't think of what else to do, not, aha, I hit the bugger. It's 20 years ago now, so I shouldn't really be bothered with it. Just annoyed me because, you know, I was in the room when he was doing it. He even sort of got me to admit to it, you know, to him doing it. Just insane. But his argument was always, "Oh, my mum threw me from a chalkboard, so, you know, I seem to be alright." You're not. You're clearly not. It seemed rather irritating because I think people knew what he was doing. And probably worse. It was just ignored. You know, by all the authority figures in my life, they just sort of let it happen. So, as you can imagine, don't talk to many people, shit at communication, and I don't trust the authorities. I don't hate them. You know, I'm not somebody who would go out and do anything malicious because of it. Because, to be quite frank, it makes me struggle to trust anyone. Everyone wanted to remind me that I was at the bottom of the pile. For what reason, I don't know. I've got to stop using these as therapy, haven't I? And then again, I find it difficult talking to Gamson. I think the last one I talked to, basically saying let it go. Sure, I'd love to. The problem is the psyche's still there. I think I've forgiven my mother for being like that. Well, I don't know, she passed away in 2009, so it's 13 years ago now. She had epilepsy from the age of 10. And ended up having an episode in a bath. So by the time anyone got to her, it's too late. No one ever says a bad word about her though. Aside from me, because I'm horrible. And maybe my uncle's girlfriend. Yeah. That's a whole other story. That I would not be allowed to talk about. No, I'll talk about everything else. I don't know why I'm talking about this at this moment in time. Nah, I suppose jokes are probably not. The movie, not the character. Or the other character. Or the other... Jesus. a lot of jokers in media. Thank you. Great. Let's keep going. Uh-oh. Might be able to get one more before he spots me. Let's see. No, it's still not that many. Yep, right, pop in. So the monitor for me is here. The side bit is over here, but the actual screen is here. I keep looking over there for some reason, but I think it's because I'm blind in this eye. So I can see this perfectly easily, you know, I can see this side perfectly easily. But if I turned this eye, which is blind to a specific degree, it's core vision's gone in it. So I need to keep sort of turning so I can spot it, because otherwise I'm just using my peripheral to actually see it. It's weird tunnel vision. But it makes sense, because the idea for sight is it goes like that, and then it goes like that. So that side over there, that side over there. So this side should be able to see it, but normally with the way people see, because of this sort of cone bit here and then the cone bit there, it's like this bit here, that you're actually relying on both. So I've got almost like a sort of blind spot in a weird area, where I sort of have half vision. So essentially it's sort of that is my best sort of sight. Weird. But actually your eyesight can see around here as well. You know, like sort of that bit you can see. And this bit I can see quite well. Clearer actually than the bit right in front of my face. It's nuts. So yeah, this sort of half, that side, it's actually harder for me to see. So that's why I keep sort of turning this way rather than focusing. Because I suppose it's probably because that side I can actually see quite well. The peripheral is strong in this side. Wait, what? We've got about 3 more than 138. Wow, we're actually leveling real quick. So if anyone was to ask if I could see, I could probably say, nah, sometimes. Where are they? There, right, okay. Which way is he facing? Good, he's coming back this way so I can see him. The reason why Final Fantasy is my favourite franchise, it's probably a weird one. When I actually moved away from my parents the second time when I was 12, when I moved away from Liverpool, just doing my shit about me. The first game I actually saw, or had a chance to play myself, was in a video game store. It was Final Fantasy VIII. Or at least sort of the first major fight. Elveret. I think I was doing like the for some reason it was on like a demo machine. I was fighting like Elveret, which is like a wind type creature, and I was enamoured by the look and actually the strategy of it. Because the thing with 8 is you get there's 2 things that you can actually do in the game. You can like attack with magic, and you can summon what's known as a guardian force. Do like massive damage, but actually that's not the strategy. The actual strategy is to fuck the crap out of your characters and then blast. Yeah, just physically attack them. Because it's just the way that the game's set up. With the draw system is the most important part of the game. Whenever you get an opportunity to pick up magic, pick up magic. And Guardian Forces allow you to move that magic around onto your equipment, onto your stats, and it increases stats based on that. Yeah, level up. It's an interesting sort of system, but it's just weird because it's like for me it feels weird because you have magic and technically you should be able to use the magic, but it would be recommended that you just sort of attack all the way through the game, because then you're not losing any power. Or you can just sort of draw everything to max and just stack. So you actually have that magic. I do find it funny though. There's a trophy in the game. The beating ultimate weapon? No, it's Omega. And that's all it is. It's like beating Osmond, you get a card to say you beat him. Like, yay, I beat Ozma, here's a card. A card? A card? Yeah, see, looking this way I can't see chat. Not that there's anything on it. Oh man. Oh, it feels weird as well. I don't know why. The central focus is actually on the screen, but for some reason I'm wanting to see that extra bit. I don't know why, but I've always had this thing where I see something moving. I don't know why, but my sight wants to go towards what's moving. You know, my head almost like tries to turn to it. We're dead. Yay! 58! That's what it was like. Wow. It's gonna take a while, or it should. Wait, hold on. Where the heck is it? Oh, sorry, it's miles away. So there's all my medical issues. Can't see it on the screen because fortunately it's too far away. Not stood up with marks all over the place. Got some on my arms. Mainly in the scalp was where the biggest problem was to begin with. But because I'm stupid and cheap, I ended up putting myself with my bed. So I was getting a new mattress. And that opened up wounds which got caught arthritis as well. And it just kept exacerbating from there. If I'm using that word correctly. Not horrendous. I mean, I think from what I've actually worked out, it's less than 30%. But barely. It does go down when I'm using the stuff properly. At the moment I've just got it sort of managed. It'd be the best terminology. Just got a shit memory, terrible routine. Shouldn't be. At some point it would be nice to go out. socialise properly. Not feel embarrassed. But, aha, you missed me, you idiot. Well, I've gotten both, cool. Nope. Yeah, I got Shan! Yay! Oh, it looks like he's trying to come up. No, you stay over there! You stay over there! Good. Okay. I am tempted to change the position of the camera at some point, so there's actually like on a desk or something. So all I've got is like a table, and the camera's actually up here. It's just above my TV. Just on top of the telly. I've been able to sort of what is it? Just checking where the beasts were. Oh, you don't really want what I kicked, it was just in the controller. Yeah. So it's just on top of my telly, balanced there nicely so that I can actually show my face. The least ugly feature of my body. Rush right. I wonder if I'll get to level 40 this time. Aha! Missed me, silly sausage. Gotcha. All mine. Well, footy season's over. Where did it go? Where the heck did it go? Oh, it's his turn around. It's gone elsewhere. Yeah. Good. What was going on there? Like, Fluke girl had to deal with it. No. I don't know what any of these boosts do. I'm sure that speedrunner is going to use it to death. Well, not actually to death, but yeah, well enough to make use of the blessed things. Chocobo! Choco! Yeah, you! Get me, yeah! Go! I said gotcha. Bethnal Caverns is the lowest spot, I think. Lowest level cave that I'm going to now. Lowest level one that I'm not able to use anyway. But it's still like level 55. And like Innsmouth is flipping that high level as well, like 51. So, where's spot we're in? Nah, the mouse is fine. I think. No, it's not. I thought the camera was terrible. Usually on a Saturday we catch up on, well, catch up. It's silly for what we do. Right. Shit. That's what it is. It's level. Shit. I guess so. It's a weird system there. Yeah, usually we watch Better Call Saul. Which, I mean, when we mentioned it to one of their brothers, they said, one problem I had with Better Call Saul was I would have preferred that it was Breaking Bad. Well, that's a weird argument, because it's a different dynamic. You're not... It's got a similar setting and a similar sort of basis, I suppose. It's how did this person go from this to this? Well, I mean, with Better Call Saul, it's not even an origin story. It's more of a sort of shift story, really, because there was always this part of him that was a chancer. Sorry for spoilers. It's just something tipped him over the edge to more egregiously break the law. Well, play fast and loose for it at least. There was always someone who, and he has the knowledge to make use of stuff like that. You know, it's not that he's resourceful. He's just he knows the laws well enough to be able to sort of shift around a bit. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. A breaking bad thing. Ha! That was stupid. Yes! Shoot it to the whoop! Aha, miss me. Shoot it to the aha, miss me. Good. Aha, missed me. Ah, got it. So in season 2 of Better Call Saul, finished watching Breaking Bad ages ago. I think I missed one episode somehow. I didn't know which episodes I was trying to catch up on. It was like the last 3 episodes. I wasn't able to watch for some weird reason when it was actually on BBC. So I had to wait for a while until I could get Netflix to catch up on it, and I didn't know which episodes I'd missed. I thought it was just the last 2, and it wasn't. So when I got to it, I was like, where the hell did this happen? That's how fast-paced he was at the end. Ah, gotcha. Aha! So yeah, when they spoilers for Breaking Bad, when they decided to start making a deal with a new group, and it all went wrong, I missed that specific episode, but the rest of that's all. So I was living with someone else at the time, and one of the problems that's always I've always had is when I'm living with someone else, they take priority. I had that problem with Dragon Ball Z and was Dragon Ball Z, Wolf's Rain, and Full Metal Alchemist. The original series, the not Brotherhood. I watched that later in full. You know what? I actually watched Full Metal Alchemist in full, the original series. But yeah, essentially, I was only able to watch something that I wanted if no one else was there. And for some reason, I didn't watch porn. to do that for my dad. I wouldn't wish to be anyone's father. No one loves this shit. Boy. Probably be a good uncle. I'm good at teaching kids bad habits. It's just funny. Not teaching kids to misbehave, but it's just sort of taking shortcuts. It's usually what I'll teach them. Don't like seeing overly respectful kids, it's weird. I know some people think it's a good thing to have respectful kids, but to me it's just like, what? What's going on here? Something's terribly wrong! Children must rebel. Or at least make other people laugh. Then again, I get really confused with some parents when they're just sort of in public yelling at their kids. You know, it's just odd to me because it's like, you know, are you doing this at home? You know, are you actually like this with them at home? You know, to the point where they make a mistake, you start screaming at them. As if you are, there's something wrong. I think I shouldn't really be judging because, you know, I don't know anyone else's kids. But it just feels so weird. It might just be my upbringing, though. Put up with being the isolated bad child. Plus, 20 odd years ago, so I should be through that. Just still feels weird though when it happens. I think it's more that I feel, is it necessary? You know, is your child deaf? If they're deaf, you should be shouting at them. That doesn't help. Are they hard of hearing? Then really you should be making eye contact when talking to them rather than screaming. Because actually, eye contact is quite important in communication. For two reasons. One is it's easier to understand what they're verbalizing. And two, most of communication is actually due with one-to-one interaction, or specifically connectivity. Yeah, so like if someone gave you a transcript for a promo, like say Dusty Rhodes Hard Times promo, if someone gave you a transcript for that, you wouldn't be able to get the full understanding of it, even though it's pretty clear, even without. The sort of the pausing, the cadence, the actual sort of tone wouldn't be there, but the other thing is, without seeing his sort of emotion, and that's the same with any kind of communication, you might not notice it when you're talking to people, but there is always a tinge of emotion with communication, and you see it more when you actually see someone's face, which I suppose is probably weird, you know, like with voice acting and stuff, because they've got to try and get that cadence across through speaking, which I think is why some people who do voice acting will say can't have a full script. Because I think there was a time when they weren't even given that, they were given like the line and a clip of what it looks like. They had to sort of work it out from there. Yeah, every form of communication is an emotional attachment that you need to sort of connect with to understand what's going on. It's odd But you know, it's like the joke of like in English, there's two words that you pronounce as weather. There's a lot of stuff like that. There's hair and hair, there's weather, weather. There's others like there and there. Tons of them actually, for some reason. I'm sure there's more that I don't know about. You should be able to work it out based on how some communicate. For instance, you know, like there, you know, you would assume that the first one is they are, and you know the next one is over there, or they're theirs, which is they are that person's, or those people's. Got an hour of this left. Bloody hell. Got 39 on one of them. Oh no, he's 10. Is he? Yeah. Right, pop in again. Just resetting the dude. Where is he? He's gone. Good. Right. So just clarification. Purple bad. Over there. Purple bad. Yellow good. If you want to know a chocobo. I'll catch a chocobo one of these days. Actually, I've caught a few. I've caught over 10. I've caught about 12, 15 of them. 10-year-old. Keep going with this. We're also nearly at 40 now. Which is good. I want them to be like 2 levels ahead of each other. What? I don't think they will do. I was somehow way ahead of him at one point. My goal is to get them all to 40. Which could take 2 weekends. I only need them to be 34. That's the recommended level, but this game is awful when it comes to that. It feels like they do percentile damage, or some of the enemies do. It's kind of dumb in some situations. It is percentile damage, because when you're taking on Gilgamesh and you're doing no damage to him, and he's doing a third damage to you, it's like, what? I mean, I would get it if you were doing any damage to him, you know, because then it'd be like, oh, this is a challenge, you know, and then you wouldn't feel so bad if you lost. But no, it's like you're doing 0 damage to this dude who's doing like 320 to you, and you're telling the players that, you know, that with that you're sort of telling the players, oh, there's a bit of a chance you might be able to do something. No one thought. And you know, when he beats you, it's like, alright, I'm off, and then back to the story. I lost all my characters for this. Boy. Been playing Elden Ring, so I think that's probably calmed me down a bit. Beat a dragon! I know there's like 50 dragons that you can kill in that game. But still, when you beat a dragon, it's like, yay! Shoot them all! I hit them all. Keep hearing religion being used as an excuse for people being dicks. Not supposed to be that way. You know, people to say, oh, religion, you know, religion's the problem. So, well, no, it's not. It's the people who use religion as a solution. Religion isn't supposed to be used as a solution to all of your problems. You know, it's supposed to be a way of bringing people together. And growing through sort of communities. God's ultimate purpose isn't to destroy the world. Or any God's purpose isn't to destroy the world. We don't live in Dungeons and Dragons universe. Faerun? Where there are actual gods that are designed specifically for destruction. My job is Ragnarok! What? Why? I find it amazing that there is this worry with religion, or you know, people join religion so that they can sort of have a community that control the same stuff. It's like, okay, somebody died, so that wasn't the case. Why do we still do it? One of the weird things in the Mandalorian, the titular Mandalorian is a part of a faction of Mandalorians known as the People of the Way. When actually there are Mandalorians who are born in Mandalore, still alive. The Mandalorians who are the People of the Way are very sort of strict, structured, very sort of militaristic, and I don't know if that was sort of a allegory for Christians, because that was actually their terminology to begin with. When Jesus died on the cross, and they had to sort of rebuild, I suppose it was restructure. But essentially when they had to sort of spread the word without it, they started calling themselves the People of the Way. Concerned that what happened? It's a concern to me that it's sort of People of the Way could be used in such a manner that it would be considered more sort of aggressive. Then again, Christianity is used aggressively nowadays. If we just assume that it's just all Christians, it's like, no, they're nutters. But these nutters are in governments. You honestly believe these people believe in God? Next you're going to tell me that George W. Bush actually spoke to God and found out he was allowed to kill people. What? You think that actually happened? Okay, whatever. If he did actually talk to God and God responded, he'd probably just look at him and go, you're going to do what you want anyway, aren't you? Is that a yes? No! Ah! Right. I mean, God does communicate with us, but usually the most sort of out of there thing that they talk to you about would be calling you brother you haven't spoken to for like 10 years. God that I know has always been more about bringing people together than tearing them apart. I will always say that. And I say it as I know because I do communicate with him. through prayer. Not like I've got some sort of phone that allows me to talk to him directly. But I feel him communicating back. You know, as I've said, communication isn't just words and voice. There's more to it. You know, face-to-face communication is important to people still, and you get to see cadence and stuff through that. Someone was, I think it was the BBC, had an interview with Trevor Noah about his comedy, saying that he was racist. Because, I'm not going to mention, obviously, the joke, because coming from someone like this, it would seem racist. But what he was saying was, that's the way that I've always, you know, I've always used it in that manner, but I've never considered it to be an insult. You know, and during my gigs, I've never used it in that manner. You know, so it might seem offensive to some people, but that's dependent on the context they want to take from it. Doesn't help. And again, most things don't help. You know, it's a communication issue. You know, in most cases, it's how you want to listen and how much you want to find your own answer. I think my nana said to me once that one of the problems with talking to people is sometimes they're looking for an answer before they've actually finished hearing the question. You know, when you're talking to people in communication, you sometimes, well, most times, people already be thinking of their response before they've heard what the person's saying. Someone trying to convince me that the easiest classes to play in D&D are the 4 core ones from the original Dungeons and Dragons: the fighter, rogue, cleric, wizard. All of them, yeah. And I responded, I feel like actually the sorcerer is easier from a casting side of things, because you don't have to collect spells then to actually learn them. You just innately know them, which makes it easier because, well, not only that, I think there's like components that you've got to pick up as well, which I think most D&D groups won't ask you to do that, even if you do play a wizard. But you still have to write down spells. I would hope. I'd think you'd still have to write down the spell. You still have to, you know, find the spells and write them down. Right. Yep, that's away again. Actually, the more interesting one is I think I'd always love to try out the Warlock at some point, but I think Warlock and the Artificer, because I've pretty much tried every other class in some way, one way or another. So the new stuff would be interesting for me. I played a Tiefling at one point, badly. Although to be fair, it was in straight 3rd edition. I just asked the DM if I could play one. Just had the blue as well. It was just, I saw sort of the stats for a Tiefling in the monster manual, and they just look the same as a human. Stat-wise, I don't mean like image and stuff. So all that you had to do is like flavour why they're hanging out with regular races, and create a standard character. So essentially, the way that I worked out the stats was Standard commoner has the stats of 8 across the board. It should be 10 across the board, but you know. It's just so that you can sort of balance it properly. So, you know, well, it's to balance the game because if you don't want your party, you're getting killed by an angry mob. Or do you? I mean, some people are weird. Yeah! Aha! Missed me! Thanks. Get here! Whoop. No. The other thing is, something I'm fascinated by. When I've heard stories of D&D games where characters have like 6 for one of the stats, how the heck does a DM sort of turn around and say, that's acceptable? 6? That's a -2 to all your rolls. Well, all your rolls based on that stat, that ability. But that's a big sort of minus, for going through the game. You might be able to go over that, but you never know when you're going to need to do like a stealth roll or whatever. It's a handicap that's kind of crazy to me. Where did it go? What? Aww. That was quite a yeet. I'm impressed. That felt like I rolled for that. Right. Oh, we're okay. I think? Yeah. I can't see it! It must be near. Yeah, I've never understood the concept of rolling, having a 6 for your stats. Usual roll is supposed to be I know that some people do differently, but I've always felt like if you get under an 8, then you don't count it. But that's just me being weird, I suppose. I suppose it's me being too nice. God, DMs are crazy. You rolled a 4? Ah, you're stuck with it. What a 4 on a 3 dice 6. Why do you roll less than an 8, to be honest? What? Ah! Uh-oh. There are any DMs out there who accept a 3 on the stats? I'm sorry, but I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to have a fair response to that because it's just. You have a masochist as a dungeon master if that's the case. 6, I think, is still way too low. I mean, your highest roll then would have to be a 4 and 2 1s. Yeah. So actually, even with sort of the fairest way to do dice rolling, which is 4 dice 6 and take the lowest, you'd be rolling like I don't know, to get a 6, 4 2s. Or 3 2s and a 1. And that would have to be more than once as well, which is even stranger. Because again, one of the fair things you can do is the sort of fairer things to do is to roll one extra on top of it. So I think you have 6 abilities. So you roll 4d6 7 times. You take off the lowest number of the first of each sort of 4d6 roll, and then you take off the lowest score. I guess you could still get a 6 if you had an 8. Railroaded off of 3rd edition, I suppose dump stat is probably more believable in 5th edition. 3rd edition, it felt like you needed everything. And one of the warnings about D&D, the rule that everyone should remember, you don't put your dump stat as con. Constitution is always important for almost any situation. There'll never be a situation in that game where you don't need Constitution. Oh no, they're stuck. There. Alright, how close are they? You alright up there? How close are they? No, I have no idea. Ooh! I think I might be able to get the entire party up to, well, this group of 3. I might get this group of 3 up to 40 soon. Or at least within this 2 hours then. But you can probably stretch out a little bit longer. But it's a farming episode, so... Do you mind? I am trying to do things. How do you keep missing me? You're worse than I am. I actually rolled into that before. It was funny. Any more? I didn't mean that. Yeah, I'd really like to play D&D again. Played it with friends, it was like last year, but one of them had this sort of thing where he kept bringing in films for us when we were hanging out, and it was a pain because another friend of mine could only come so often, and I think he eventually just felt like there was no reason. Well, it must have been like 3 years ago I played it. Yeah, it was 3 years ago because of the pandemic. He just felt like we were doing the same thing that he would do at home. So I was like, well, what's the point of me coming out? Because one of my friends would bring a film every week. The worst thing, the thing that I should have really picked up on, was that he didn't want to actually play, which was weird because he was the one who was making most of the interactions. First session we did, I had everything set up on a table. And it's like, oh, I've brought food. Throws everything off the table and puts the food on. To that point, you've got to think, well, are you really interested in playing? And he plays as pretty much a pure chaos character. I mean, like, he argues with every NPC, tries to disrupt. I wouldn't say disrupt the game, but he tries to cause as many problems as he can through sort of being chaotic. It's just the way it is. And he used to be a DM until he ended up having a lapse on his condition, which he's managing now. But obviously he couldn't maintain sort of doing what he used to do because of it. Oh boy. I don't know why he didn't want to play it, but he'd bring in like a film every week then, for a while, which none of us liked. But to be fair, I don't like dead air, which is weird when you've probably seen me in this being really quiet for ages. I don't like dead air when I'm in a group. I kind of, you have to put up with it at a second. You know, it's just being polite, and I suppose that's why I like wrestling, because if it's a good show, you're up all the time doing something. You know, you're always interacting with it. And if you ever sort of consider going to a wrestling show, I would definitely recommend a local one, because the more you put into those, the more you get out of them. Multiple times I've been to local shows, and when the crowd has been up for it all the way through, you will get a brawl coming into the audience. And some people are sort of spooked by that, but it's basically, you know, it's trying to add energy to the main event, because, you know, you could have been there for like 3.5 hours by then. You know, some of them might be tired, so just sort of making you feel sort of physically more involved. I mean, not to an extreme extent. If you actually did that, you could get death. And that's just sort of a standard thing, you know. If someone jumped into a boxing ring to try and pop the boxer, both boxers are going to turn around and start pummeling him. So yeah, it's kind of your own fault at that point. Where is it? Ah, it's Man's way. But yeah, when you go to sort of local events, they you know, they are more inclined to improvise. So, you know, the more you put in, the more likely they are to actually give more. One of the most fascinating things is I saw Adam Cole in Darlington. It must be a decade ago now. Well, it'd have to be. I think he was in NXT for 5 years. It was ages ago. I think he was second Ring of Honor champion. I know he was Ring of Honor champion anyway because he mentioned it. I mean, why wouldn't you? It was a hot product at that point. I think it was his last sort of big period before, unfortunately, what happened to it. It's back. We just don't know what capacity it's back yet. At the moment, it's just... it's owned by someone. And it has active championships. They are being defended, so they are active. That's how we looks, right? They've had one show which was going to be happening anyway before it got bought, so they just kept it up. Sync. Now for cease. Yep. What do you think? Is the Ring of Honor champion still Jonathan Gresham? Which some people hate because he's small. Yeah, really. Well, he's small and apparently he wears braces. Never seen the braces. What do you mean? I'm sorry. If you're getting your head shook around a lot, it might be a good idea to protect your teeth. I mean, some guys in amateur wrestling wear like gum shields. So, well, all of them do. So it's not unusual for that to be the case. Oh, I'm gonna get one more fight. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. Yeah, so Ring of Honor at the moment is not got like a show or anything, but it does have active championships that are still being defended. Amazingly, the women's title is the one that's being more prominently used at the moment. Well, that's understandable because I think the women's champion's the only one under the employ of the owner of Ring of Honor. So, well, the Ring of Honor tag champs are as well. But they're incredibly busy, so it makes it a bit more difficult. And also sanctioning title matches for double champions is always kind of tough. Oh, wait, no, that'll last us 40. Oh well.
Come on.
I forgot, Deuce! Ow, buddy. Knock the crack out of it. Yay! Retreat. Why do I keep forgetting? TV Championship is being defended quite often, relatively often as well. It has been shown quite often. Although the Ring of Honor Champion's kind of busy at the moment as well, so I think the women's title's probably the one that's going to be shown more often, which is good. And the Ring of Honor Pure title as well, which I think has been defended a couple of times. One of them was a rematch. It's pretty cool. Nice. Let's get Deuce out to 7 and swap those over. Because well, Ace is coming out. Very soon. Probably level him before the end of the stream, so that's good. Yeah, Ring of Honor is owned by the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Fulham Football Club, AFC? No, I don't think they call it AFC. The Fulham Association Football Club, but I think it's just known as Fulham Football Club. And All Elite Wrestling. So yeah, well I don't know if Tony Khan completely owns Fulham or the Jaguars. I was always told it was the Khan family, but I know that he does specifically own two wrestling companies. He seems to be more involved in the sports stuff as well. I don't know how much the family is. Oh yeah. Women's Euro episode. Next month. One of the odd things, Old Trafford was given some renovations and I was wondering why. I assumed something stupid because WWE went there to have a look around because they were deciding on which UK arena they were going to use for this September. This was sometime beginning of the year, I think it might have been they were doing this. They eventually decided on the Principality, which, from what I could see, and from what I could tell from like what they were looking at, they probably were the best option anyway, as far as stadiums go. You know, it's Principality Stadium is the sort of capital city-based sort of stadium for the Welsh football team, the Welsh national team. So it should be, in effect, the sort of best of that country. I mean, the best stadium in the UK is Wembley. Probably followed by Scotland's main stadium. But I think that is... I don't know if it's Ibrox or it's Celtic Stadium. I can't remember what Celtic Stadium was called. Hampden Park? I think it's Hampden Park. Don't know if Scotland actually has a national stadium. But Wales do, because they made the Millennium Stadium during the Millennium Celebration 22 years ago. My God, I feel old. Got him. Ireland. Well, Northern Ireland probably wouldn't have been in the picture anyway, unfortunately. Sorry, Belfast. Is Belfast? Yeah. And unfortunately, funding that they have isn't really as good as the rest of the FAs. Aha! So yeah, my first thought was that you know, they started doing work on it, or said they were doing work on it specifically for that, when actually no. The women's European Championships are coming up. That's national teams. And they're going to be in England. One of the host stadiums is Manchester, Old Trafford. And Old Trafford's not been in the best conditions for a while, although from what I've been told, away fans can't tell. I suppose it's because you just go as a one-off, so you know, people who go on the regular and probably notice it more. I think they've fixed a lot of the issues, or they've papered over them quite a lot. But there were sort of complaints about like leaks. Apparently, someone had mentioned that there were an infestation of the pitch during half time. I would assume they didn't hire a cat. It makes sense. It's cheaper. Actually, do cats do anything about rats? I know they deal with mice. Do they take care of rats? No. I suppose it matters. How you doing? Right, it's 2 more. At least 2. So some of them might have just been sort of dealt with in a sort of subtle manner. But the stadium itself, obviously, the leaks wouldn't be dealing with properly without actual full renovations. I think some of it sounded like it was being done, and I'm a fan of Man United, so I follow them on Twitter, and they had mentioned the fact that they were doing work on the stadium. Kind of expensive work, though. I think the estimation I was told was like 2 million, just to fix the issues. But the stadium actually needs properly modernising as well, because it's not up to Premier League standards, which is ridiculous considering the size of the club. I've been doing a lot of ranting in this episode. Oh well. Uh-oh. I see you! I see it over there! Aha! Gotcha! Hooray! Got all 3! I don't know why he runs like that. I mean, I might try one more. Quick, quick, quick! I can't do that. The thing that I'm using is that Maelstrom. Because it does massive damage. There, got them all. Yay! Why does he do that? Why is he using a cat to block? Seems crazy. Don't look at me!
No.
Yay, load up! Still gonna deal with this zappy boy over here. This dodgy. It's a weird system that they have. Ah! Swap, 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 swap. Tray. There we go. And now we do the whole thing again. Also, unfortunately, I have charge point, so I could get stuck a couple of times. Oh, sorry, it's not. So in 20 minutes, how many levels do we all get? How many levels? How many can we find? About 25 minutes actually, but who's counting? Apart from me! Shoot the thing! Shoot that guy! Got the thing! Good job, guys! We did it! This time. They're quite close together. Giving myself a nice random to work off of.
I'm still here.
Oh, that sound is awful. What was that coming off of? Sort of the rain sound, isn't it? Right, miles away. Yeah. Uh-oh. I see you. I see you. Let's try to at least get a level from it. There. Ah, missed me. Just. No? Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can get a level out of it before we go. I have weird random stuff. So, this universe is based on the Final Fantasy 13 universe, which isn't greatly received, but I think that was down to down to the way that people sort of portrayed it. It was almost, it was almost like a backlash that 8 got, really, when it came out, because it was a very different system. Don't like change! Which is funny because you get a lot of complaints about turn-based games nowadays, as though they're outdated, which I don't think they are. I don't think it has anything to do with technology, it's just a different strategy. People play deck builders, which is essentially the same thing. You know, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, you know, it's not different from that, it's just you get a visual as well. I know there are plenty of people who play Slay the Spire and enjoy it. I don't know what the hell they're doing. So I think it is just people being silly, really. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it! There we go. Sorry, it looked like it was going to take a while. Yeah, so I know that the more popular stuff is action-based. That's just based on people being lazy, which is so dumb. I honestly don't understand that. It has been proved that turn-based games are so popular though. Multiple times. So it is just people being awkward and making out that, you know, their sort of their love of games is more important than other people's, you know, which is lazy, a little bit childish as well. Like, everybody knows this is the way it should be. It's like, well, clearly not everybody got the memo. I like finding opinions on Mass Effect, I think. It's a bad game because of the ending. It's like, no, it's not. It's just that you expected more than they could have given. That's on you. I think the original plan was supposed to be that each ending would be distinct and different. And it was. The thing that people are upset about is that, or from what I've heard, was that the decisions during the game would impact the ending, and it does. Oh no, I'm stuck again. Retreat. I was just checking it then to see if actually that was how it worked. Uh-oh. I see you over there! You're still moving towards me. Let's do a couple more. Hopefully it doesn't turn on me. Nah, we've got enough time. But I think... Right, if that interrupts it, why don't I just get hit? Could have just done that. Eat the hit and then... I'm amazed how much damage this bow does. Yay! Retreat. Oh, man. Yeah, reset. Reset! So a lot of the pronouns from 13 can be found in this as well. If you've never played 13, give it a go. It's probably, to me it feels like the best sort of halfway home between action and turn-based RPGs. Most people have the concept of turn-based, like you can see, there's like a list of stuff that you can do, right? In a turn-based, action turn-based stuff, they would have like the list, but you would have to like pick out sort of off of a list what you want to do rather than press a button, which is what this does. You know, it's like there's specific buttons. You can press triangle to do a special attack, you can press circle to dodge, or if you hold it down you can do a defensive action. X does, I think, usually it's another special, the triangle and X can be used as spells instead. So it's a spell or special. And square is your basic attack unless you have a charge, or if you know how to conjure up the special that you can do from your attacks. Don't you guys? Yeah, there we go. I don't know why they tried to do a hybrid between turn-based and dynamic combat. Turn-based combat. Well, it's turn-based in action, I suppose, would be the best explanation for it. So because nowadays we have turn-based RPGs and action RPGs. Well, really, they are just action games. So I think they should change the name of it to, as I've said, me being stupid or spitballing, but why don't they call it a dynamic RPG? Because that's essentially what it is. It's movement is instinctive. But you can call it an instinctive RPG, so dynamic would probably be the sort of more functional term. But that's me being crazy. I would probably have sort of thought process on like stuff like Dark Souls, where people just start calling them Souls-likes. That probably could be considered a dynamic RPG. I would have said immersive, but how is any game immersive? I mean, unless you're playing in VR, they aren't that immersive. You know, even if it's like first person, it's still not entirely immersive because you can pause. You know, you could walk away from it at any point. You know, you don't have to be fixated on the screen and you're not physically moving as that moves, you know. So immersive gameplay is sort of a weird concept for me. I mean, immersive gameplay would be like the concept of cycling and seeing yourself in like the Tour de France. Or jogging and seeing yourself in the Olympics. You know, well, sprinting I suppose, and seeing yourself in the Olympics. That would be immersive. Which is only possible in VR. Yay, 7 bird. Fire yourself! Fire yourself! Fire yourself! Sorry. Look! Well, I wonder if I do this. Damn. Why don't you girls cast? Are there more girls than boys in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there's more boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Oh no, there's... Wow. Oh my god, equality! There's equality in a video game! Never! Alright, how much does training? It's about 3 or 4 fights. But once I level him up, I'll call it Martha's Spam. Angry boy over there looks like he's coming up again though. Ow. So yeah, if I was allowed to call it a dynamic RPG, which I don't think anyone would understand what the hell it was, I'd call it that. So yeah, when I've uploaded to YouTube, I just call it an action RPG. And I am terrible with description. I just say to the stream live what day it was. I don't say anything about what happened. I just assumed. Right. Quickly! Don't let it look at me. Don't let it look at me. Don't let it look at me. Spookums! Oh no, I've been shocked again.
Still here.
Oh, is that Troy Baker? No, that can't be right. Didn't sound like him at all before. I'm sure I'll find out when I get to the end of the game who's in this. Oh no! Oh no! It's coming! It's coming! Shoot everything! Shoot everything! Shoot everything! Fire! Awesome. Still not. Trey, quick! Quick, he'll see ya! He'll see ya! Then he's gonna have to move fast. Ugh. Bullet. Good job, Trey. Now get to base and hide. Good, it didn't spot me. Hide me! Hide me! I'll hide behind this chat. Oh, she's running off. I'll hide behind this one. Wait, I'm too tall. Yep, too tall. Okay. Why? Why am I so much taller than everyone else? Hold that. Oh. Hide me, child! There's a monster outside! Ah! You're taller. No? Oh. I'll call it there. Thank you very much for watching for whatever time you have. It's always appreciated any time that's given. I have no reason to expect anyone to hop in. So anyone who does, it's a great surprise to me. As I will sign off the way that I usually do. Remind everyone that all time is precious and appreciated. Take care. See ya.